Good evening all, how are we all doing? Welcome. We've got ourselves a new season of Nations Cup, and I almost missed it. It was, I think it was Digit's stream that I saw either yesterday or the day before, where he said he was doing practice for the Nations Cup, and I was like, oh, I hadn't even seen it, especially with not doing a stream on Monday night, because I was busy working and didn't manage to get a stream done of the new daily races, although they look a little bit strange this week, it must be said. So, we're going to jump into this one for Nations Cup. Round 1 is in the F3500B, which is Gran Turismo's take, or Gran Turismo's replication of an old school, is that early 90s or late 90s Formula 1 car. So, tremendous scenes, but very powerful, very ridiculous cars, and a bit of a challenge. In the rain, which is what it seems that we have for Spa. So, I haven't seen anybody doing kind of like the first entry of this yet, although that has been and gone now at 5 o'clock, which I didn't manage to do. So, this 7 PM slot will be my first. I have a feeling traction control I'm probably going to need. Yeah, so this first one at 7 o'clock will be my first actual sort of like attempt of this race proper. But I don't know if we've got true dynamic weather with that rain, or whether or not it is the same throughout each round. But we'll soon find out and figure that one out. Can you still? You can absolutely still take Eau Rouge and Radion flat there. At least if you take the right line, which I sort of didn't, but I think we'll be fine to take that as we want to. We can probably still, look at that. We're coasting. That break there's 120 metres at the end of that curb. And we're still coasting our way into the rest of the corner because we've slowed down so quickly, which is pretty crazy. So I do think, or I do get the feeling here, because it's going to be so easy to get it wrong, that I probably will resort to traction control, which I hate doing. And anyone that's followed me long enough, where we'll have go back any race with rain, I hate using traction control, but sometimes it's just got to be done. Either that or you risk all of the rage quits going into one stream. You see there, 4th gear, 125, 130 mile an hour, and yet still the wheels are sliding. Whoa, running a little bit wide there, too busy trying to read the comments. Mike, how we doing? Rob as well. Sean, how are we doing? Hope we're all good, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're on Inters, it gets sketchy by lap 3 or 4 for a few laps, then it's okay after that. Okie dokie. Well, look at that. That's what happens if you try and go full throttle there. You've seen how quickly we were through the gears. And it still spins. Sean saying it's a rough one. Anything in the rain at Spa is a rough one, I'm guessing, or I would say, but then put this car in the mix, and I bet you rough is an understatement. Oh my god. What a disaster. Be careful on the curbs, spins easy. Well, we just found that out when we only just clipped the paint there, didn't we, on the outside. I mean, I was full throttle, so, you know, there's an element of taking some responsibility. Look at that, we're wheel spinning in 6th gear at 120. Absolutely insane. I'm going to be in probably 2 gears higher than we really need to be in, coming out most of these corners. You probably could do 1st gear out of the La Source. That is La Source hairpin, isn't it, I think? The name of that one. And yet, 3rd gear is still pretty sketchy on the way out. It's bad enough in the dry, never mind in the rain. But let's see if we can get a couple of laps in and see how we get on. Look at that, that's not even 100 metres actually. I said 120, I was wrong there. 100 metres is before the curb. So sketchy, it's unbelievable. It's constantly got you on edge, this track. This is the, or this particular combo. Use TC1 and that helped. Well, we probably will end up having a look at that, I think. We'll see how the first race goes. I would rather not race with it on. I just don't like getting too used to driving with the traction control and sort of race aids and stuff, but I'll probably have to accept that it probably, highly likely, will be needed. Right, we'll get a couple of laps in here then, just see how we get on. If anyone wants to take a guess at what our quali time will be, you're more than welcome, but even I don't have a clue at the moment. Or not our quali time, because we're not in a daily race, but our lap in purple in this practice session. Right, 1.3 up on our time then. I think a low 50 is where we really want to be. Looking at the practice times, at least anyways, on the leaderboards, but I think this is dynamic weather in the practice, so it might be drying up the longer that you stay on. The longer you stay on it as well. Absolutely crazy. The amount of downforce that this thing generates, the higher you go, the better it gets. Not great there, was it? That's 192 miles an hour. Going to be knocking on to 200 mile an hour by the time you hit the brakes into the final bus stop chicane, which is just absolutely bonkers. I'm going to back out of this just to get entered into the actual event. Make sure we don't miss that. Right, and of course the challenge as well, actually, just seeing that there and reminding myself that the hard tyres is the only slick tyre that we get as well, which makes it even more brutal when we do think about if there is a crossover going onto the dry tyres. Is the hard tyre really what you want to be putting on? Probably not. So I imagine we'll be staying on the slicks for as late as possible. You can see the car spinning there, which tells us that we're not even the computer is struggling to drive the car because we are on slicks. So back onto inters. There we go. Right. So we'll get 4 laps here, providing that we don't make any major mistakes and bin it. But we just under 2 minutes a lap. We should get 4 in. So get your predictions in, or your guesses. What do you think our fastest lap can be? We've got a 158.7, which is what we've just set sort of outside of this session. Then we're starting from scratch again now. So I'm going to try a few different kind of like lines, especially in the wet, or with a little bit less grip. You probably want to V-cut turn 1 as much as you can so that you can make up for any lost time, because you're constantly accelerating down here. Such a long straight, as we know, Kemmel Straight, which follows on from Eau Rouge and Radion, actually. Get some guesses in. John, how are we doing? Hope we're all well. Why has your name come up? Your name's come up in like a different bright blue colour. That looks cool. Why is that? Or is that just... That'll not be on... Actually, that's just the way it's appearing on Streamlabs, is it? Oh, no, you are saying... Where's my spanner? Yeah, oh, it does. It's come up different on YouTube as well. Oh, you've got a little badge now, which means you're no longer a spanner. You must have a different symbol for the moderator, I'm guessing. I think they must have updated that on YouTube then. I didn't know if it was just different on Streamlabs or if it was different on YouTube as well. But it is different on both, so there we go. Yeah, that must be... I'm guessing they've changed the logo of the moderator. Well, that looks a little bit cool. Better than a spanner, surely. Right. Let's go this time then. 3 laps this time round. Predictions in. So I reckon in the wet we're probably better off V-cutting this. Maybe it's not that far that we've just gone there, but struggling to put the power down still. Qualifying's in the wet as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't mind that so much, to be honest with you, because I think loads of people's going to struggle with this. Which car? This is the F3500B. So the Gran Turismo's rendition of an old school, I say old school, late 90s, early 90s F1 car. So this is what we're in. Oh, this is horrible driving like this on the on a wheel. Oh, oh no! It turns out we're not very good at it either. Right, the question is, yeah, do we go for... I do quite like driving in with the proper helmet cam like this, the cockpit view, but I struggle. Well, I know I'm not as quick as if it was on the bonnet cam. Peter, how are we doing? Saying just about to do the Nations Cup kit race. I've got intermediate tyres on at the moment, but I haven't seen this race yet. This is my first attempt of this race, so I don't know if it gets worse during the during the race, or if it's all the same every round, or if it's actually like if it's true dynamic weather. I'm not too sure. Yeah, VR would be awesome in this. I would get sick immediately in the VR. I haven't done VR in ages, to be honest. I need to give it another go, I think. I miss driving in VR. I can't really sit for long periods of time. I can only do sort of quite short races, really, but it is so much fun, so realistic, it's unbelievable. Right, let's try and beat that 1:58.7. I'm going to be so slow in this race, by the way. I have a feeling it's not going to go well, this first one. I think I will be struggling. Bukali, how are we doing? Hope we're all good. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Really appreciate it. Hope we are all doing well. Look, that is crazy how late you can brake. In the rain as well, in the wet. Oh, no, that would have actually been a better lap there as well. Ooh, Harry Redknapp for a return to Spurs. Well, I wouldn't say no to that. Oh, I wouldn't be. I'd quite like to see that. That would be good. But yeah, good win for Newcastle yesterday. This is the thing with Spurs, though. They've now that's another manager that they've gone through. Were you a fan, John, of Big Ange, or not? I couldn't quite work out whether Tottenham fans liked him or not, to be honest. You were a fan. Was that like the general consensus around the whole fan base, or? Well, people are quite, I don't know, were they glad to see him go, or think it was the right thing, or? Knew he was going to win stuff, yeah, well. Because all of the stick that he got, this is just from the outside perspective, I guess, but all of the stick that he seemed to get, and it was always difficult, like around injuries. He was always saying, obviously, always a player out and never managing to, or not got the depth in the squad and stuff. And then last night, when I was watching that game, forgetting who it was that was commentating, or co-commentating, his name's just slipped my mind now. But he was saying, like, oh, they've been riddled with injuries and all the rest of it. I was like, wasn't that the same problem, though, with Ange, and they got rid of him because they just... Why? Like... It's like, oh, this guy's going to struggle because he's like, injuries all over. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that was the problem that Ange had, and no one seemed to give him any slack for that. But yeah. "10 games last season, he had 79 senior players." Yeah. Peter saying, are you telling me to change to the Inters, or are you saying you changed to the Inters, I think. And the time was 2:05. Not too bad. Going to be interesting to see how we fare up in quali here. So it is still wet at the moment, but there might be a crossover here. And some people might try, I think they would be daft to, but it might be worth a risk. They might try the slicks, I don't know. Right then, well, we see how we fare up here. Massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in so far, and if you're on here and you haven't yet said hello in the chat, please do so I can personally thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please do hit the like button, subscribe button, all the usual stuff that boring YouTubers and creators say. Please do all of that, I beg you. It helps way more than you know. We're going to jump into this one then. Quali... what we got, 6 minutes. We'll get probably 2 push laps then. We'll have an out lap, 2 push laps, depending on how quick all of that is. Might be able to get a third, but we'll see. Right, let's go. Look at that. So look at this, the dry line here. The dry line is actually ready for slicks. The dry line there is ready for slicks. Do we gamble and go on slicks or not? I don't think that it's the right answer, but it could be worth a gamble. And this is just for qualifying. This isn't even in the race yet. I'm going to let this guy go past because he seems pretty desperate to get in front. Oh well, that served him well. Can I stay on the dry line? I mean, I will definitely struggle, but I think if you are good enough, you might be able to just stay on the dry line on the slicks, potentially. But it's whether or not it is actually quicker at the moment. If this is dynamic weather in the quali, it might be worth slicks on the very last run, but I don't think you'll get enough to do an out lap, push lap, then another out lap on slicks. But we might give that a go if we can. We'll see. I'd be curious just to try it, just to see and sort of find out, do you know what I mean? Right, let's go then. You can see that the grip is way better than it was in the practice sessions because we're not wheel spinning as much as we were. James, how we doing? Oh, that guy spinned it. He's gone off. Right, a 1:56 is the time that we're going to try and beat for pole position. Oh, 3/10 off. We're going to go again. Right, 3.5 tenths to find. Come on. This is against the current time of pole position, though. He might improve as well. Already 2 tenths down. Lots of time lost out of turn 1. Damn it. I'm going to see if this will let me go out on it. Come on. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. This might say lap finished here. Ah, there we go. Right, time remaining. I want to see if we can actually drive on the hards. Now, we're not obviously going to manage to actually get a lap in here, but at least we can use this as a chance just to see what it is like. Now, you can see that the game itself is driving the car so slowly. Right, there we go. Right, on the dry line. So we're going to be able to see here. If there is a crossover and at what point we can cross down. So this is right on the limit of standing water, right on the limit of dry tyres being able to deal with it. Look at that. Car gets stopped so quickly. Try and take a little bit of curb there just to see. That's all alright. That's all alright. I tell you what. Right, you can see the difference when we just run off there. That handles way better than I thought, you know. I know we've not driven perfectly here. I'm just trying to snatch a couple of the curbs just to see. Oh, that's where we're going to just run wide there. Right, really interesting that and really helpful as an outlap just to see what the difference is. And I actually think at that point there we are still quicker on slicks. I just want to try and brake in the wet just to see. Look at that. That is still as good as the slicks in places there. So that's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. But stay on the dry line. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It does look drivable. That genuinely was way more drivable than I thought. Way more drivable than I thought. So, not too bad. Right, let me just explain the lobby that we are in here as well, by the way. Only about 2 weeks ago, or 3 maybe weeks ago, we were A+, and we were absolutely flying. Then we had the last couple of races, which have been disastrous, where we ended up finishing pretty much last for an entire week of daily races. but picked up loads of penalties at Yas Marina for that daily race, and it seems like it's all gone a little bit downhill. So now we are B rated for our SR is down at B, and our DR is now middle A, which is not very good. So we need to try and get that back up. But in terms of this race, hopefully some good results or good points to be had. Peter says he's starting in 14th. I'm sure you'd make up some places from there, buddy. Onwards and upwards, for sure. James saying start on the slicks. Oh, it didn't look like it was ready. Well, actually, no, it definitely didn't, because we looked at the weather there. And we had sort of yellow and green patches of rain clouds. So it could potentially be closer to wets here, but we'll see. Peter says he's starting on Peter's starting on the full wet tyres. Interesting. So if it's true dynamic weather, all of us on here might have different, be in different lobbies with different weather. I'm not too sure. Right, we can still see that it is raining. Right, well we can see that there on Inters. Or they're on wet tyres of some kind anyway. Sean saying the wets are slower. Yeah, it might be if it's well, if it's Inter level, but it does look like it's gonna, the standing water is gonna build. So at some point the wets might be quicker. We might have a look to change onto the mid-race. Who knows? Right, let me just quickly say again, massive thank you to anyone who's tuned in. If you're new to the channel and you haven't said hello in the chat, please do so that I can say a big thank you for tuning in. And yeah, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe and like button and all that good stuff. We can see here that it is, look at the spray. We can see here that it is wet enough for Inters, not wet enough for wets just yet. But the first thing that we want to do is have a look at this map for the weather radar here. Which way is that rain going? Because we can see yellow patches in the bottom right or over on the right hand side. Green patches as well, but the yellow is even heavier, so that might be a struggle. Right, come on then, let's see how we do. Whoa, let's not spin it. Let's not spin it now, come on. Someone's already gone to the inside there. We're going to hold it around the outside. They're actually going to get the move done. And they have done. Can't argue with that. Hold that one around the outside, possibly here. Oh, someone's gone. Someone's gone. Just going to bear that crossover in mind. It is definitely quicker to cross over than we would expect. Short shifting in pretty much every corner here as well. Right, we've got 3 guys in front of us. And we're going to try and maybe just sit behind them a little bit here, actually. Don't want to get too involved because they are costing each other probably quite a bit of time by scrapping. let's have a look at this weather. We need to keep an eye on this weather as well. Which way is the rain gonna go? .2 to the leader. Very close to red line there. Turn power's gone wide. We're gonna. Oh! I was gonna say we're gonna go to the inside and have that. He moves across. I don't know if he was trying to block us there or just went to defend the inside and didn't know that we were going for it, but either way we are now ahead, so that is P3 for us. Nicely done. Well, there wasn't much nicely done about it. He made a mistake and we've managed to we've benefited basically. Right, this now, as we've just found out in that little quality practice bit that we've done, this actually could be a crossover, even though you would never in a GT3 or 4 car think about going on to slicks at this point. You actually can in this, which is really, really strange. Now, we're not going to do that because we're thinking that there's more rain, heavier rain still to come. And it does look like it's on its way, so we're going to have to stick with the inters and possibly be jumping up onto the wets at some point. 2.1 to these guys in front though. Has he gone too deep there? Not quite, still going to cost us a bit of time that though. Nothing wrong with that from his side though, good move. I don't want to be losing too much time with him here, because we could actually work together a little bit if we were being clever enough. Same mistake again from him there though, we're going to go around as he goes wide. .9, we're losing time to the guys now out in front. Here we go, heavier rain. Being super cautious on the throttle now, because this might head up towards enough standing water on track for wet weather tyres or full wets. Can we try and hold on the inters, or are we going to need to make a pit stop? The track was drying, yeah, but now we've got, yeah, there's the heavier rain we can see. Damn it! Damn it! Oh, Oh, man, that snapped twice there as well. Damn. Signature move. Great move from this guy around the outside as well. Look at this. Oh, no. Yeah. Right, the heavier rain has caught a few people out there, us being one of them, which is not very good. Oh, no, that is a killer. That is an absolute killer, that. Oh, my God. Damn it. Well, I've absolutely ruined this race. I just didn't even clock how wet the actual track even was there as well. That rain came down so much quicker. And by the time we got to Eau Rouge and Rayon, you could actually see that the meter on the left hand side was well up into the wet weather kind of levels, and I was still trying to take Eau Rouge and Rayon flat. Never gonna happen. Right, nice and easy now. There's still a bit of opportunity in this race, but the main one of a decent race win has just completely vanished because we're now 30 seconds behind the leader after two pretty horrendous crashes. So, oh, come on. No, come on, I'm better than this. I know I'm better than this. I'm just not oh, come on. I know I'm better than this. Come on. Rage quit. Not far off. Look at that. That lap right there. 38 seconds slower, that lap. All of the time has just gone in that one lap. Our gap to the leader. Oh my God. Oh my God. Time for wet tyres, you would think. I mean, everybody else is managing to drive without them. It's just me being an absolute moron. come on. Yeah, traction control might be, or might have been, a good idea. I'm going to do my very best to still drive without it. You see, he's made the same mistake that we did on the last lap there. This race, I'm going to have to try and just continue without, because I need to get used to actually being able to drive without, rather than becoming reliant on it. That's the one thing that I don't want to do, which is why I always refuse to use it. I don't want to end up having good races with traction control and just be like, right, that's how I now drive. Just mash my foot to the floor and like let the computers help. And I think you are better off having a genuine understanding of where the grip is. Flat. Nicely done. There we go. I've lifted there and I'm still gaining time to the leader, so they are having to lift. Yeah, definitely. TC kills you when you're not used to it. Aids traction in the way. Yeah, I know, but I don't know what it is. I think my ego just gets in the way and then I just refuse to do it. I don't know why. Frustrating this, because looking at that, I'm gaining time to the leader. I've gained like two seconds this lap, I think. My maths is right there. I was at 43.5 and I'm at 41.4, so yeah, just over 2 seconds gained like that lap. I'm still losing time in places, but overall everyone's making similar mistakes, but they're now just so far ahead that we will not see them again for the rest of this race. This car I'm in doesn't have traction control. Yeah, well, I was wondering, because I don't know what year this car is actually from. I assumed it was early or late 90s, but I did think that they had traction control then. But then looking at that steering wheel, maybe it's just a bit earlier. Not actually sure. Because it returned for a while. And then was it like 2006, I think, something like that, that they banned it? 2006, 2007? That they then banned traction control again? This car's 96, John, is that what you're saying? All that time that I just made up, lost again. Oh, damn it, come on. Honestly, oh my god. Slowest three-point turn in the world! Absolutely horrific, this. Absolutely horrific driving this is. '96 at return due, and the fact that Benetton was cheating, yeah. Yeah. But then I think I am right that it was 2006 or 2007 that it was then taken away again. In fact, if I remember, it was Lewis's first season. I remember that being a thing. Was his first season was once the traction control had been removed. Right, we're back to a bit more rain again now. So that's it, at least I'm not last. Is that why James said there's still time with me at the wheel? Well, that is true. I am driving so badly, it's unbelievable. counted as practice for the next race, though. Ah, man! Oh, you've got to be kidding. I like spun it out of Radeon and didn't end up putting it into the wall, and then I still managed to spin it again. Oh my god, I'm going dizzy. No talent Wednesday. I'm going dizzy at this rate. If I spin any more, I'm getting motion sickness. I'm just pushing way too much now. We are onto definitely wet weather tyre territory now, though, as well. Such an awful race this has been. P13 coming in. Well, luckily for us, that's 1 minute and 23, not 1 second 23. So, but we'll not be. We keep going at this rate, he'll soon close that gap. Now get the fastest lap. I haven't even managed a lap under 2 minutes. How crap is that? That means I've literally crashed pretty much every single lap. That is horrendous. P13 is going to be right on us anytime soon. Peter changing on to intermediate. Have you needed the wet weather tyres on yours, Peter? I'm guessing you might have had different weather to what we have. Or different level of rain. I could not have driven any worse this race. I think we can all agree. Why you guys are all sticking around to watch this, I have no idea. Hopefully it's the promise that when the race does get good, which is now hopefully the next entry, that the euphoria of having just put up with this absolute crap for the first hour makes it worthwhile. Honest to God. That's horrendous, that. That's one of the worst races I've ever driven in my life, and we're going to get timed out before we even hit the end of the race. I was feeling pretty confident after the qualifying session, and then once I've ended up at the back, I'm like just overdriving for the sake of it. Yes, Aaron, I am going to go again. I got no choice after that. That's horrific. I've got no choice after that. That was horrendous. Quite simply, one of the worst races I've ever done in my life. No doubt. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe we use traction control on the next one. It's just so sketchy that once you lose it, trying to save it mid-corner, just, you know, it's just not happening. It is just not happening. Right, Group 3 Red Bull Ring. Surely enough, we can do good around here. It's looking like... Oh, wow, WRX is the car of choice around here, is it? Ooh. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, now I know what not to do. Definitely. Definitely. Which one's the Nürburgring on, James? Was that Daily Race A? Did I miss that there? Was that on Daily Race A? Oh no, it's not. Is it a time trial, do you mean? Oh my god, even a Group 3 car now. After driving that car, Group 3 feels sluggish. That's wild. When you've driven that Formula 1 car, or cars like it on this game, it is mad the sort of reset and calibration that you need then when you get into like the GT3 or 4, because this GT3, Group 3, it feels like very sluggish and crap. Like, it just feels like a very bland road car in comparison. Which it's obviously not. But maybe that makes you actually even quicker again in those cars. Right, let's give this a go then. From the back of the grid here, obviously, this is majority of this will be people jumping in between races, I think. Between Nations Cup rounds. We'll be potentially we'll be back on Saturday as well. I'm forgetting what combo that is. It's a specified car, but I don't know what it is at Gilles Villeneuve. So, as always, I will absolutely struggle like crazy there, I would say. More than likely. Oh, Pedro, thank you for subscribing. I've only just seen that there. I thought that I'd missed a notification. Thank you so much. If you're still on the stream, make sure to say hello in the chat so I can say thank you properly. Really appreciate that. Just going to double check that there's no crazy... Oh, it's Daily Race B, man. There'll be no pit stops in this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lots of people got an SR beating last week. Definitely. Well, ours couldn't have been in a worse state. It's gone up after that last race. We were SRB in the last lobby there. Thankfully, it's gone up tonight. But yeah, penalty after penalty after penalty at Yas Marina. Brutal. Right, this will be a tricky one. From the back of the grid, yeah, everyone more or less is in the WRX. We've only got 5 laps. Let's just see how we get on. And then we might have a look at Daily Race A, depending on what people think. Daily Race C, I know, is like a used car tuning race, so I can't really see us doing much on there because otherwise we'd only get one race. TC5, yeah, should do. Play it extra safe on this one. Come on then. Elbows out. That one I think we can legitimately agree was fine, hopefully. I'm assuming we all agree that. Damn it. That one there was mostly my fault. There was a little bit of wondering what was going to happen in front of me there, which sent me one way and then the other. But I think I'd already started to lose it a little bit at that point. Horrendous. Yeah, you're not wrong, James. You're not wrong. I think my excuse is that I didn't stream on Monday night, so I'll use that as my excuse being out of practice. Honestly, this has been shocking so far. Well, that's annoying because we have actually started to catch back up to these guys that are a little bit further ahead. Definitely not catching to the leader, not to that extent, but we can at least see a big group of cars up there. Honestly, yeah, I'll be beat here by the end of that. Yeah. E-rated by the end of the stream. Can we do it? That's now the challenge. Driven absolutely horrendously. That was just horrendous. That was just all my fault. I don't know how I got that braking point wrong there. I don't know how I got that braking point wrong. That was good timing from James. You've not killed anyone yet. Oh, man. I couldn't have driven just as you typed that there, yeah? Oh, that's horrific, that. That is absolutely horrific. This is going down as one of the worst streams I think I've ever done in 4 years. Honestly. I give up. I give up. Dear. I've screenshotted that on the chat. At least you've not killed anyone yet. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that as a highlight. Oh my god, that's horrendous. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, if we're trying to work out a pattern when I'm driving badly, maybe Aaron is the problem, everyone. Who knows? Right, next race is going to be at 9 o'clock. We've got still 1 whole hour before the next one. Are we just going to stick with daily race B for a few races, do we think? I probably will go back into this at... Yeah, let's do 2 more daily race Bs, and then I'll go back into that with about 20 minutes practice, I would say, to get used to that. Honest to God. Awful. Should I leave? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thank you so much for sticking through it. That goes to everybody for how awful this stream is so far. Everybody must be getting very bored. I really do appreciate it. How did it go, Paris? It did not go well. It did not go well. This has been an interestingly difficult stream. And yeah, the first race was not very good, and then we're going to do a bunch of daily race Bs, which will probably not be that much better either. But we're going to give it a go. So we will get probably 4. Will it be 4 laps here if my maths is right? So if anyone wants to get their guesses in, what will our qualifying time be? Our lap in purple. What will that be before we go into this race? If you guess correctly and you get all 3 decimal places correct, free t-shirt is yours from the merch store. Links in the description for that. We've got 7 minutes, just under. So yeah, that'll be whatever that'll be. 4 laps, or maybe 5, depending on exact lap times. I don't know. Just too far there, too far. Damn it, look at all that time lost now. Ugh. Well, we're already down to the 130s. Look at that. Used to saying 131. Not got much confidence in me, have you? I mean, I wouldn't after the display of the last 2 races there, but, you know, have a bit of belief. Come on. Down into the 130s already. I think we can get this down. In fact, I know for a fact. I don't know how much we'll get it down in the next couple of laps, but hopefully we can get this down to the 29s. I would say it fairly easily. Right, 30.4. There's 4 tenths in here comfortably. I promise there's 4 tenths in here comfortably. Right, it's only going to be 2 more laps. .951 says Macaulay. That's a little bit better. Hopefully we can manage that. That's a bit more like it, isn't it? Right, we're going to brake a little bit earlier. Down into first. Get that angle together. There we go. Much better. There we go. Right, Aaron saying a 30.269. That's a couple of tenths ahead of where we're at now, or just under a couple of tenths. Let's see if we can do that. That's better. That's better. Just too far there, just too far. A lot of time being lost. This might be a 29 still though, potentially. Oh, it is as well. 988. Right, 1 more lap. All the time lost there. All the time lost. Damn it. Well, 29.988 is going to be our quality time. Not the best. Definitely not the worst, but more definitely not the best. Hey, God. God. Right, so yeah, we're going to do 2 races of Daily Race B. But unfortunately, it's just like filling the time. I wish that the Spa race was a little bit longer. What do we reckon? If that was maybe 20 or 25 laps, I think that would be so much better. Although they'd probably have more people rage quitting than anything else if that was the case. But I think that could have been a little bit longer because we came out that race at like 7:45. So, you know, 45 minutes to do quali, get in the lobby, do the quali, and then the race. And we had the chance to do like 3 push laps, I think, in the quali. So, race could have definitely been longer. But we've got some work to do on that last one. Gonna have to do, gonna have to do quite a bit better. We're now down into B lobbies. Look at this. Oh, God, it gets worse. But we actually are starting P7. That shows how far we've dropped down. It shows how far we've dropped down if... oh, P6, someone's just dropped out. So, if a 129, just under a 130 gets you P6, hopefully we can have a good result out of this one and start climbing back up in terms of DR. Race C is incredibly short, considering the BS preparing the car. Yeah, I've seen a little bit on this. I haven't seen. I haven't done the race, but you can only buy it in the used cars. Or is it legend cars or used cars? So not everyone can actually get the cars that you need, is it? I think. So that's a little bit annoying, but yeah. What could you do? Apart from wait until the next one. City 3-0. Who was City playing against, John? I'm assuming you mean Man City. James didn't do the time trial. Is that in the Elantra in the Nürburgring? Is that the one you mean? We can have a look if that's what people want to do. Oh, excuse me. Even I'm bored of my own stream, so God knows why you're all sticking around. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, well, we can give the Nürburgring a go if we want in the Elantra. Let's get through this one first then. So we've got a new Porsche in front. I think that's the new Porsche. In fact, I'm going to say it quite confidently. It is. I might be wrong there. I think it is. I was going to say, is that the one? I already did that one, didn't I, the other day? Or is it a new one? Because there's a couple of the... Oh! Nero! No! Nero! No! Tragic. Absolutely tragic. This was the one that we thought we'd have a chance of getting a good result in. Remember when I said that literally about 60 seconds ago? What happened there? Did Nero just move across on us and deliberately do that, or what happened? I got killed. Quite convincingly, that sounds about right. Is that what happened? Oh, there we go. 2 people dying in front of us. Oh, and he almost wipes out, or he does wipe out Stephen. Almost wipes out Stephen along the way. Right, 5.2 to the leader. once again, I've driven horrendously there. Top 5 on here, yeah, it could be. Essentially, a top 5 ends up being a recovery race because that is where we were. But nonetheless. Right, P6 again, so we're back where we started now. Oh, someone's gone. There we go, top 5 is on, James, you're right. P5, we've got Leo in front, 2 laps left. Can we get P4, maybe it's even P3 if we can run ahead. Yeah, I know, this is the problem. I've now gotten used to this car again, and then going back into the the 3500 is going to feel horrendous. You're not wrong. Chase these guys down. They're within 1 second here. Come on. Oh, there we go. I was going to say they're going to battle hard because that's for the podium. Everyone wants the podium. Can we get ourselves within reach? They're going to battle there. They're going to try and go to the inside. One's absolutely blocked it off. And then we're going to try and put ourselves in the mix here. Oh! No, there we go. Oh, we might get P4. Because there was some contact there. He has pushed us wide. Oh, well, there we go. We end up with P4. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Definitely. You'll be able to handle it more. The 3500, do we reckon? I wouldn't be so sure. Right, let's go again then. Or do we want to do the time trial? What do we want to see? Vote in, please. Daily race B or time trial? Daily race B or time trial? If we do the time trial, we're going to be. I've already got gold on that, so I don't really fancy doing that one. To be fair. Would we want to have a look at any others though? Already had a look at all of these ones, really. What's this one here? The RX Vision. Oh, road car as well. Rank. Yeah, let's not do that. Try the other two. They have no brakes. Well, we tried the I forget the name of the company, Chinese company, that does this one here, this Ultra. That is a lush looking car, by the way. It looks absolutely mega. It is super quick, but then, yeah, the brakes on it are not stopping you in much of a hurry. Right, one more lap on this one then. And I might actually see if we can do... I normally end up preferring... I do normally prefer, in these sort of slower cars, the cockpit view. So let's see if we can give that a go around here. Oh! Apparently that's track limits, that one. Apparently that is track limits. So is that, obviously. Right, let's try and get this under 9 minutes then. One lap here, under 9 minutes. Come on. Oh, well wide there. An icon letting you know where you stand time-wise. What do you mean? Like the timing sectors, do you mean? Or do you mean on a leaderboard? On the leaderboard, do you mean? Hit the wall on the last turn. Oh no! Oh, this lap's too long to have that happen, isn't it? That's horrendous. Ah, sector time show silver and bronze. I get what you mean. Yeah. That would be a good reference. It would be good if it could still. So most of the time it'll only show your ghost if it's from the ghost of like the session that you're in currently. But obviously at the moment it's not showing me my 902 ghost. I think that's because I'm not in the same session anymore. I've come back to it afterwards. But it would be good to know, you know, where I am against that time as a reference at the moment. Because right now I've got absolutely no idea. Your guess is it'll be close. It feels like this was a slightly better lap than... Because that 902 was literally the first time going round here. But I've still not got much of a clue, to be honest. McCarley's saying, oh, he's done it A57, but that took a lot of practice. See if we can beat that. I'm getting competitive already. You've given me a time now, so automatically I want to see if I can beat it. I don't think we'll manage it. Yeah, we're 27 seconds off. This might still actually be over a 9:02. Yeah, I think it will be. We're not getting across the line in less than 20 seconds. This is going to be pretty similar, I think. This will be a 9:02 as well, I reckon. It's actually going to be as well. Oh, it's a 9:01. Beating it by a few tenths. Jeez. All that for that. All that to beat it by a few tenths. Right, let's get some practice back in then on the... what do you call it? In the F1 car. I need to get practice in this. Need to get plenty laps down and plenty practice, I'm afraid. Right, let's get a handful of laps and then get entered. Day at the Spa, yeah. 9:01 treble 7 was your... Oh, I didn't see that, James. Was that actually your guess? Jeez, that was very close then. Right. Let's get some guesses in on this lap time then. What do we reckon we can do? The track might be or might not be drying. I'm not sure what the weather looks like. There we go. We can see the weather at the moment. Right. Oh my God, this car feels horrible again. Oh, jeez. Just after we'd gotten used to it as well. That's the problem with driving all those other cars now. Right, come on then. Let's get used to it again. Let's go. All the nations are going to be a challenge this round. Yeah, I think a lot of the combos look really good. I don't know what the next one is for at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve because I don't know what car it is, but when this is finished, we might see what car it is. I don't know if it's already released online, but I only just saw the event schedule before I came, like while the stream was counting down to go live when I very first logged on. Right, I'm just going to point something out here, by the way. Most of us will kind of like know this. But have you noticed how long the revs stay on? So if I spike the revs here, and I've just done it when we're coming off the grass, like the revs take such a long time to die off. So when you're spinning, if you're spinning a car, and we're trying to get back on track, because I made this mistake a couple of times on the last race, I take my foot off there. You notice how much longer the car's still spinning. Watch my throttle input, right? Ah, come on. Throttle off, and we're still spinning. On, off. But you can still hear the wheels spinning up. And I was making that mistake loads when I was trying to come back on track. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out. I'm not complaining there, by the way. I'm just literally pointing it out, the fact that it's the nature of this car and the engine, which is why it's a struggle, because exactly there, you take your foot off the power and you think, no, it's not a calibration thing, James, because it's I can see when my foot's coming off the off the pedal on the input on there. I'm just talking about the actual engine takes a long time before the revs actually drop down, because it's revving to whatever it'll be revving to, like 20,000 revs. So even if you take your foot off now, the revs are dropping down. So when you're trying to spin a car around, or you're coming out of some of the corners, or you lift and take your foot off even completely, about a second later you're still probably doing 10,000 revs, which is more than what most cars max out at, you know what I mean? So that's all I was meaning, but that's why it's sometimes a struggle out of the corners, even though you think, well, I've lifted, and you've still got that pendulum, the back end of the car going round, but there's still so many revs going through the rear wheels for probably another second and a half after you've took your foot off. So that's why it's tricky to, when you're trying to catch snaps of oversteer and stuff like that. That's why it's what makes it so difficult. I'm just going to catch Picali's comment there because I missed it earlier. Try the traction control. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll give that a go. TC1. Just see what the difference is. Or what the difference feels like. Funny to watch the ghost go off, even though it was me the lap before. Got to be so minimal on those corrections, or just not make the corrections at all. And just hope that the car will be alright. That one I had to make, so I was going to oversteer like crazy there. No. Try not to make mistakes. Trying. I promise I'm trying not to. See, that's the problem with, look at that, TC5, right? And I can literally, more or less, plant my foot. Look at that, planted, around the entire corner. Planted. I don't have to lift my right foot. I guess that's what I don't like about the traction control. Is that literally just drive, foot planted. Oh, that one's surely going to spin. Yeah. More or less, you can keep your foot planted anyways. Not a fan of that. After lap 4, the race was a nightmare. Yeah. That heavier rain in the middle is... a pretty bad spell, isn't it? So, bit of a struggle. Yeah, TC5. I was just curious to see if you could absolutely keep your foot planted the entire time and see what would happen. And literally, you can have full lock on, more or less, as we've seen going through Rivage. Down through Rivage. Sean saying he used TC1, was hard without it on. Yeah, it's I'm so used to driving without traction control that then I struggle. I know that I make loads of mistakes with the traction control off, but then with the traction control on, I feel like I struggle even more because then I'm not because then I'm still being really gentle on the throttle, as if I'm driving without the traction control, and then I'm losing, I'm losing time, I guess, because I'm half throttling when actually with the TC on, I could be full throttling or 80% or 70% throttle rather than the sort of really slow 10, 20, 30% I'm putting on. So then you need to get quick at driving with traction control, which is a totally different thing because it feels very unnatural to just put your foot down out of every corner, but with TC on, you can be a bit more aggressive like that. But that's what I don't like. I would rather know myself the sort of grip limit of the track, whereas at least the grip limit of the rears, which is you lose that sense of that when you have the traction control on. Like I wouldn't, if I had traction control on there, I certainly wouldn't be wheel spinning in 4th gear at 130. But at least I know the grip's not actually there. Look at that, wheel spinning at 130 mile an hour in 4th is bonkers. But I think for the most part, just trying to be up 1 extra gear is obviously a big help to begin with anyway. And because the car's so powerful, you don't lose that much time. Yeah, yeah, you still need to slowly apply the throttle, absolutely, but it gives you a bit more leverage to just plant it that little bit earlier, doesn't it? And so you're working less out yourself. That's just my opinion. I just prefer to try and drive without it, but it is way more of a challenge, and ultimately it always backfires anyway, so it's not like I gain anything from it other than realizing how crap I am. Now that's interesting there. I've lost loads of time, but I don't know what from. I don't know if that's through shifting too early or not early enough. Loads of time there. Look at all that. Gone. Keep going though. Yeah, hard combo with it on or off, exactly, yeah. Doesn't make any difference. It is, well, as I found out in the last race, that was the most borderline impossible, but hopefully most of that was just me driving like a complete knacker. Right, we're getting a little bit quicker and a little bit better. No, we're not. No, we're not. Right, come on. Right, this is a better lap. If we can cross the line here, this is a little bit better. Hopefully quicker than that 158. Or as quick as. Two tenths down. We'll keep going. Yeah, they don't put a helmet on the ghost car. It looks so strange, doesn't it? It's weirder when you see it with the go-karts because there's no driver at all, and it literally is just a ghost car. Lost all that time. All that time that we were ahead there has just gone. Bugger. Oh, man. Try the slicks? Yeah, well, we'll give it a go. I actually will, because I do think that there is a pretty big crossover here. It might not quite be possible. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. The auto drive is now stuck. God. Literally spinning the wrong way. So you notice the difference when I turned that off there. Oh, come on, stop spinning. That's pathetic. Tss. Nah, can't quite do it. We need a bit more of a dry line foreman for that, I think. Yeah, I have to pit after a few laps. I think you're right there. I think you're right. I think you're right. Well, in fact, you are right. Aaron, definitely. Oh, man. I've got to hope and pray this next one's decent. I can't have done 3 hours on here and it be that bad. Like, that can't happen. Come on, please. Please be decent. Please be decent. Should we actually go out on the hard tyres here, do you reckon? Like, I'm genuinely being serious here. I am genuinely being serious. Or do we actually try and put a decent lap in on the inters? Because at the end of the quali session... it was good enough for dry tyres. And we can see there's already a dry line foreman look. And if we go onto that dry line, it is... I think we take a gamble here. Right, I'm going to start recording this now, just in case. Right, yeah, we can see there is a dry-ish enough line. Do we gamble on this qualifier to go on the dry tyres? James is saying try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We've already had the worst possible race before this and the worst possible stream, so who knows? Should we just try something different? Let's go out first, and then if we'll get to a point where we'll maybe come back in on the hards. Try it. I'm going to try it. Only because we were stupid enough to try it at the end of the last quali session. And it did genuinely seem like it was quicker. But that might be at the end of the quali session when they've still done a couple of more laps and a bit of a drier line. At the end of the day, we've still got 16 cars doing another 2 laps around the track, which would make a bit of difference. It's all right. We'll serve that in this lap. That's fine. Like, even going over the curbs and stuff there feels fine. And we stop absolutely fine enough on the wet. Now, obviously not as quick as if we were in the dry. But it does feel like even if we ran a bit wide, there's some corners are a little bit different. But if we did even run a little bit wide, it's not the... Just trying to see if we could break traction there or not on the water, which we did. I think if I manage a decent lap, we might be okay. Let's see. Let's see. It's going to be a gamble, but will it pay off? I hope it's... you're saying you think it's a mistake, but you hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong as well. There, look at this. That is quicker than any intermediate tyre through there. For sure. For sure. And if we can keep that on the dry line... But look at this. Even if we go off, it's not the end of the world. Like, we can still salvage it. Again, I'm just trying to see if I can break traction. Yeah, I think this is... Inters. I think this is decent enough for softs. Inters is probably the safe one. But I think we can go slicks here. Look at that. The wheel spin that we're doing, still with this amount of water. It's a drier line, but still with a decent amount of water. And we're managing to just hammer through the gears. I think we could be okay. We're going to get 2 laps of this. We've got to absolutely follow this dry line. Like train tracks, though. Come on. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here. That is tremendous. Right, 157 is pole position. 156.8 is now pole position. Right, that's the first bit of like drift and wide that we've done there. Still all okay. It's mad how good these slicks are with this amount of water on the track versus how bad the inters are with just a little bit more water on the track. Pretty wild. Surely to Christ, this has to be quicker. This has to be quicker. It is going to be quicker. And by a little bit of margin. Ah, not that much. No. Right, 7/10 slower. I really did think it was going to be quicker than that. Got to get my foot down earlier. Got to gamble. Come on. Don't run wide. Ah, I've run a little bit wide there. a little bit wide through Puong there. I think I've lost probably 2, maybe 3 tenths there. Maybe it's more, to be honest. I can't believe I've had to lift there on the curb. Oh, you dipstick! Oh! I'm glad I've done that. There is quite clearly a very obvious crossover there between the pace. I just made a couple of stupid mistakes. I think if the dry line's there, it's worth going on to it. But if we have the same weather as we did the last race, we're not going on to slicks at all. Right, this race needs to be better though. As we say, last couple of days, or couple of daily races, sorry, we've had an absolute disaster. So, what's the weather like? We need to run this down to current time and then see what the weather is looking like. Is it different? Is it different from the last race? Yeah, okay, let's go in as then again. Let's go in as. Okay, so from that last race we've got 96 points. What's on offer for this one? Are we able to see? So as long as we finish above 11th or 11th or above, then that is more points than what we'll have got in the last race. But we could have up to 167 for first place. To be honest with you, 6th is what I reckon we can aim for here. Trying to be realistic and all that. Identical weather, yeah, it looks like it. It does look like it. Hopefully the driver has improved, even if the weather hasn't. Exactly. Fingers crossed. Here we go. There's us at the back. As usual. We've had a horrendous stream. This has got to be better, surely. This has got to be better. Please be better. Box for slicks. Who knows? Yeah, we can see there that map looks absolutely identical, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go TC1. Which feels like I'm cheating. I've got to be honest. It really does feel like cheating. Here we go. Worst place to start. Oh my god. Worst place to start. How horrific is that? Look at the gap that we got. The guys in front now. Crossing the line with a 2-second gap when they are all half a tenth within each other. Someone just went absolutely flying behind us there as well. Right, we'll be keeping an eye on that weather radar. Here we go. Here we go. Actually, you know what? John is right. I am cheating. I'm going to turn that off. John's absolutely right. That is out of order. No traction control. I'm staying true to my word and who I am. We're not doing traction control. No matter how desperate we are for a good result, I've got to do that through my own ability or lack thereof. Let's go. Come on. John's guilted me out of using traction control, and I'm so glad that he has, because I felt guilted for using it. As long as this guy doesn't push me into the wall. Oh, someone's already hit the wall. Yeah, making that one stick. Come on. Go, 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 go. Forgetting just how far down the grid I'm starting, remember, here. Pretty much from the back. So, we'll take all these chances to try and get in front of someone. Three wide out of the first hairpin. Right, we've got heavier rain coming as well. All three of these gonna kill each other. They are a little bit there. To the inside, we'll have that. That's our corner now. Let's go. Right, this is where we need to be careful now. This is where I need to be careful because the heavier rain's coming in. This is where we don't want to bin it now, and it's where it all went wrong in the last few races, or the last race. But even where we are now, a P5's not bad. We're going to have P4 there. Come on. Whoa! Oh no. Almost lost it there. TC2, literally everyone else doing it, I know. Come on, we've got P4. Fish fingers up front, 7 seconds up the road. on. Just be quicker. Just drive faster. Come on. Yeah, it's weird. This one I need to brake earlier, but then at the chicane, at the end of the Kemmel Straight, I could be braking way later with that one, and arguably you're hitting that at more speed. It's a bit of a weird one, that, at the moment. Right, there's someone gone. Oh, Fingers has gone. Right, we got here Frenchman and a Spaniard. Well up the road, 18 seconds quicker. These guys are absolutely rapid. Now, in a couple of really small places around the track, I've been gaining time, but then overall, I'm just losing so much time. Right, 17.6. Let's keep trying to just close that as much as we can. I want to try and just hold on to this podium because that is a good result. But if I can push on at all, we will. $17.6. Come on. 17.5. Back to 17.6. $17.4. Gap to P2 now below 10 seconds. Yeah, podium's the main thing that we want to keep. 2.5 seconds to the guy behind. had the podium as well. Literally had the podium. Thrown that away now. Come on. Even John's saying traction control. I'm determined not to use it now. It's frustrating because when I'm making a mistake, it's me. It's me. It's not the fact that I'm not using traction control. It's just me trying to be too quick, too early, doing too much. When just need to prioritise being that little bit smoother, and I would have been all right. Not making the same mistake again now. Come on. Just made a different mistake instead. Back down to P6 now. Breaking off the line now. Oh, man! Have to get back in front of P5 here, surely. Great battling that. Great battling. Just Didn't quite manage to make it stick. Got far along enough to the inside, into the chicane. That'll do it. That is enough to balls up your entire race. As if the mistake that I already made wasn't enough. Just caught that curb there. Just caught the curb. Go ram him. My rejoin there was not good, was it? How have I was on the podium, literally on the podium, and now I'm just dropping down the grid like I'm doing it for fun. Come on. It's like the further into the race, the less people are making mistakes. It's me that's doing it the opposite way around. Had a really good start. And then at the end is when I start messing it all up. Everybody else has had a bad start and then they're making up for it later in the race. How am I getting worse as the race goes on? Still wheel spinning in sixth there. That is wild. I'm not really understanding this for how late you have to brake or can brake in the first chicane, and then how early in comparison that you have to end up braking for the bus stop chicane. Ah. I've accepted defeat. Oh, no, no, no. There we go. There we go. How have we gone from the podium all the way down to P11 and we're about to end up at the back of the grid? There you go. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, man. That is actually horrific. That is horrendous. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Falling on my sword, exactly. Exactly. Not good, not good, not good. Take the penalty. Bugger! Why does the engine note of the cars around the track in the headphones sound like an air raid siren? Or in the length of time that I've done this stream, has it actually gotten that bad and I'm actually just hearing that outside my own house? You heard the air raid as well. Oh, God. That could not have gone any worse, could it? Let's go into the pits just for a laugh. Man. Unbelievable. Oh, at this point, I wouldn't mind a bomb dropping on my head. That was such a bad stream that I think that's the only thing that'll make me feel any better. Horrendous. There we go, though. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to end the stream there, because if I stay online for any longer, God knows what else could go wrong. But I will catch you all in the next one. We might stream on Saturday. It's very unlikely. So we'll probably be back on Monday, I think, for next week of daily races. In terms of these ones here, Group 3 Nürburgring, I'll probably be able to do that one on Wednesday. Then on... we kind of got the same car at Santa Croix. I might try that one. I don't know what the specified car is going to be for Suzuka, but round 6, Group 2 at Fuji, definitely want to do that one. So it normally ends up being the case with the Nations Cup. It's kind of like pick and choose which combo sort of look decent. But yeah, might be a couple on there that we can and some that we can't do. So we'll keep you posted. Thank you all so much, everybody, for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And I will catch you all in the next stream. Massive thank you to everyone who stuck around for what has been an awful stream. But I will see you all in a little bit. Doodles!